Hello and welcome back to 2U Mystery Tour. I'm Alex.
And I'm Niku.
And today you've got a mystery for me to solve, which is...
The Disappearance of Brandon Lawson.
Brandon.
This is actually a bit of a different episode because we're going to be analysing a 911 call as well. But I'm going to put that in at the end. I think I'm going to tell you the story first, and then at the end of the episode we'll play the 911 calls and go through that. So this case is about a young man, 26 years old to be exact. He's from Texas.
And he's called Brandon Lawson.
Brandon Lawson, yeah. And this occurs in 2013, specifically in August. And Brandon was a father of 4, which is a lot of responsibility at 26. He was an oil field worker. And he had a long-term girlfriend of 10 years called Ladessa. He had 3 of his children with Ladessa and then 1 from a previous relationship. He must have been quite young when he had his first child, because he's been with Ladessa for 10 years and he's 26.
How old's the kid? How's the oldest kid? Then you'll know.
I don't know. But just that. I think he's just like a normal guy. He was a very dedicated dad, hard worker. He did have some trouble with substance abuse, but at the time that this happened, he had been clean for 6 months. So, just all around all right guy. And then, so on the day of the incident, I'll kind of go through a bit of a timeline, I think. So he got home to San Angelo in Texas, which is where he lived with his girlfriend. And at some point late in the night, after he got home, I think it's like around 11 p.m., him and his girlfriend got into an argument. It's not really clear exactly what the argument was about, but there's speculation that basically he hadn't come home the night before and his girlfriend was accusing him of being on drugs the night before. And I think there was like denied it or something, and there was an argument, and that's that. So around 11:30 p.m. that night, Brandon called his dad, who lives in a city called Crawley in Texas, which is around 2.5 hour drive from San Antonio.
2.5, did you say?
2.5,
okay.
Yeah. And he was saying that he really needs to come to his house, that he's so angry, he needs to leave, and he wants to come around and speak to his dad, and he just wants to be with his dad. And his dad was kind of like telling him, dissuading him. He was like, oh, it's so late. Yeah. It's a long drive. Will you just cool off and I'll see you in the morning or something? And Brandon was just like adamant, no, I have to come tonight. So he was very much like, kind of in almost like a rush to get to his dad's and leave the house, but he actually didn't leave for another hour. So we don't actually know what he was doing for an hour. Maybe he was like, I thought maybe he was driving around to cool off, like some people drive around.
But do we know that he left the house?
I think he did leave. No. Yeah, sorry. So he hadn't left for an hour, so he was still in the house. Yeah. So
maybe he was just contemplating whether he actually should go.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but he basically
2.5 hour drive is a long drive.
I know, at like 11 p.m. But he basically hadn't left until like early hours of the morning. So he left and he took so he had this Ford F-150. It's like a pickup truck. Okay. That type of car. Yeah. Quite a large pickup truck. A large one. So he started his journey, and basically the journey is like a massive stretch of road. Just imagine like Texas, like
the route whatever it is, 66. It's just a flat road.
It's like on either side of the road is just like basically fields and like just dry land. Desert. That's it. There's no shops, no houses. That's the route he was on. And so he, about 30 minutes into his drive, he calls his brother Kyle, and he says that he's ran out of petrol or gas. He's ran out of gas. And so he's ran out of gas to the point where the car won't run anymore. So he's had to pull over and just like at the side in like a lay-by kind of thing on this massive stretch of road. And on this phone call, it's not being recorded because it was just like a call to his brother. And his brother says, so we only have his brother's account, but he says that Brandon said that there was 3 and then like a kind of not being able to understand what it was, like 3 people or 3
Mhm.
something chasing him out of town. That's what he said. There was 3 something, some sort of word that was
Mhm.
not clear, that are chasing him out of town.
Okay.
So he was a bit like, okay. Obviously he can't move his car, so Kyle and his girlfriend pick up a gas can for him,
Mhm.
and they make their way towards the highway that Brandon was at. It's very American. Gas can.
I know.
Highway. So
He's got a petrol
I'm
can.
using a lot of
Yeah.
American words.
He took a petrol can. He went on the motorway.
Yes, on the motorway, on the dual carriageway.
Yeah.
So during this time, while Kyle and his girlfriend are driving towards where Brandon is supposed to be,
Mhm.
Kyle and Brandon are continuously calling each other.
Yeah.
So it's not just Kyle calling Brandon, Brandon's calling him as well.
Mhm.
But Kyle said that the calls were very short and Brandon would cut them off after a few sentences.
Mhm.
But then he would call them again, but then cut them off again after a few sentences. And he couldn't really keep a sentence together either. And he couldn't hold a proper conversation during these calls either.
Mhm.
And at some point, Kyle asked Brandon, "Are you hallucinating?" And Brandon said, "No." Like very seriously, was like, "No, I'm not."
Mhm.
So Kyle was checking if he's okay.
Mm.
So at 12:30 a.m. is when Brandon has ran out of gas and makes that phone call.
Sorry, when?
12:30 a.m.
Okay.
About half an hour after he left his home.
Mhm.
At 12:50 is when Brandon makes the 911 call. So 20 minutes after stopping the car, he makes a 911 call.
Okay.
This 911 call is 43 seconds long.
Mhm.
And honestly, this is a call that's super eerie. It's actually been on my mind for a while since I found out about this case. And I think, I'll play it at the end of this episode, but I really do think that the reason why this case is still not solved, the reason for it lies in that 911 call.
Okay.
If people can just only understand what he's saying and like decipher it. But we'll go back to it. Yeah. So I'll just cover a few other things before I play it. So 8 minutes after Brandon makes this call, a truck driver that was on the same route calls 911 as well. And he reports an abandoned vehicle on the side of the road. But the reason why he reports it is because like the back of the vehicle was still on the road.
Yeah, because
so
if he runs out of gas and it's actually to the point where it's not moving, it's just momentum, he'll have just had to pull it in as best he could.
Exactly.
So yeah, that makes okay.
Because he was saying it's a hazard. There's no lights.
Yeah.
And he was like, I could have hit that car.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it wasn't. So he calls 911 emergency because I think he's one of those people that drives. He's a truck driver, so he drives. So he didn't know the local sheriff's number, so he just called 911.
Okay. Yeah.
So it wasn't like an emergency. But the fact that this guy was there kind of shows that road wasn't like fully empty. And he would have seen any dodginess if he had come around it. Like, there was someone else driving along there.
When was that one? When did he report that one?
So
that call?
8 minutes after Brandon called 911.
Oh, okay.
So quite close, he was driving along. And he didn't, report anything else weird. And he never saw anybody either. So it's not like Brandon was the only one on this massive road. So this is 12:58 that this guy makes this 911 call. At 1:10 a.m., Kyle and his girlfriend arrive to the truck at the same time as the sheriff who had responded to Brandon's 911 call. So they arrive at the same time at the truck, and they both of the cars that arrived, they were getting to the truck from opposite directions. Okay. And neither of them saw anybody on the road or anything suspicious either. Yeah. And at the time, actually, so Brandon wasn't there. So we're assuming he's on foot now. And at the time, Kyle was on the phone to Brandon just as they arrived at the truck.
Oh, he was speaking to him?
Yeah, he was on the phone to Brandon as they arrived at the truck. And Brandon was like to him, I can see you. I'm right here. But he wasn't there. And he wasn't in the car. He wasn't around. And Kyle thought... So at that time, there was a warrant out for Brandon's arrest. it wasn't. He had a fine he had to
Okay.
pay, and
Oh,
it was
right,
it was actually drug related
Mhm.
fine, but it wasn't like a prison
Yeah.
type of thing. So it wasn't
Mhm.
crazy serious. But Kyle thought because of this warrant, maybe Brandon was hiding,
Yeah.
and because the sheriff was there. So Kyle went up the road of like 30 minutes, drove 30 minutes up the road and waited there and was like, "Can you come now? Because I'm not with the sheriff
Yeah.
now." But Brandon just wouldn't, didn't come
Okay.
out at all. And so that was strange. 10 minutes after the arrival, like Kyle just went back down 30 minutes back to the truck now. And then 10 minutes after he's back, Brandon makes a call to Kyle again. And the call is like cutting out. It's got really bad reception. But Kyle can decipher that Brandon says that he is 10 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
Then it's like really muffled. And then he says that he's in a field.
Yeah.
And then it's incoherent. And then he says, "I'm bleeding."
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, and then his girlfriend also hears this call as well because it's like on speaker around them.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend says that she can't decipher anything from that call apart from the "I'm bleeding" part.
Yeah.
So she can't even understand him saying "in the field" or 10 minutes up the road. But Kyle says he heard this.
Okay.
And then that's it. And then at 3:30 a.m., all of Kyle's calls to Brandon go to voicemail. So it's assumed that his phone's out of battery or switched off, and it's actually never been found. This phone has never been found.
Okay.
And at 4:30, Brandon's girlfriend Ladessa wakes up because she's been sleeping all night.
Yeah.
And she wakes up to a couple of missed calls from Brandon, and these missed calls are at a time when he called Kyle for a gas can. So I think he'd just been calling Ladessa for a gas can, but she hadn't picked up. And then after the missed calls from Brandon, there's around 30 missed calls from Kyle.
Yeah.
Like just throughout the night, he just keeps calling Ladessa, and there's nothing there. And this happened in 2013, and there's still no trace of Brandon at all.
Oh, he's disappeared.
He has been missing since this night.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so it's really eerie, and they've searched. It's been a really long time, and nobody knows what's happened to him.
So, do we know the lay of the land of where he ran out of gas? Oh my.
It's literally 30. It's just like straight road.
But so it's fields either side.
Just straight on fields.
There's no like woods.
No, it's more like flat land. It's just flat land, like dry flat land, and it's just like there's like a city that he's coming out of, and it's like the highway towards another big city, and it's 30 minutes out of the city he's come out of.
Okay.
So it's not like there are like wild animals though around. There's like hogs.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna. Well, actually, in saying that,
Well, I don't know. Like
I'm about to Google the animal.
The Texan.
What's the name? Sorry, what's the name of the place he left?
He left San Antonio, going towards a place called.
Oh, there's coyotes.
There's coyotes. Yes, there's coyotes.
Feral hogs.
There's hogs. Did it say hogs?
Yeah, feral hogs.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah, I just find it amusing. Yeah, but still, no. Yeah, I don't see
even
an animal eating him that fast that he's not going to get. Because surely they searched the area.
Yeah, they've searched the area. They've had cadaver dogs as well.
So
around.
they would have found something. They would have found like some piece of clothing or something.
Just any remains.
Anything.
Even his phone, maybe they could find his phone.
Yeah.
So really, really, this case has been on my mind for ages because I just don't know what happened to this guy. He's just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Especially the circumstances where he's calling constantly and like saying stuff like I'm being chased out.
That's a weird one because obviously he has an argument and he leaves his girl. Because did his girlfriend confirm that they had an argument?
Yeah, she said they had an argument and he wanted to go to his dad's.
Yeah, so he said that, and then he's telling his brother that he got chased out, which is two different things. So it's not. I don't know why he would say that, unless he is on drugs.
Well, he has had substance
You
problems.
can't, yeah.
And his girlfriend did accuse him of being on drugs the night before.
But she was probably just angry that he just didn't come home.
But like, why didn't he come home? Like,
he was having an affair.
Maybe, I don't know. But like, it's like something she accused him of. But the 911 call. So I thought I mean, you can disagree if you want. Like with the way I was thinking of doing it was to play it normal speed.
Yes.
Then maybe you can say what you think he said. It's the first link.
This one?
Yeah, so you can see the stretch of road in that.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, it's just like straight road.
Okay, so the stretch of road there's a stretch of road. There is a slight embankment on one of the sides. Is it an embankment? Yeah. But it's all dirt road. And then there is bushes and stuff, to be fair.
But they're not bushes to the point where you can like...
They're not bushes to the point where you could hide and not, like, if people were searching for you, you wouldn't be able to hide in them.
There's not like pine trees and stuff. No,
but he could be he could be hiding from the policeman.
Not to the point where a thorough search wouldn't find him.
Correct.
So like maybe at night he was or something. But you would think he'd come out.
When did they search for him though?
Just like
straight away.
Yeah, they were like, I think actually they didn't search straight away because it
gives them time to go.
The police said that they actually thought maybe he ran off with like another woman. They just assumed that he had ran away, but his family said he would never leave his kids. Like,
he was also constantly on the phone to his brother.
Yeah, and the fact that he called 911.
They would have heard that he was in the car.
Why would he call 911 if he's not in trouble or something? And the fact that he just kept speaking to his brother, it just doesn't make sense that he ran away. So it actually took them a while to do like a thorough search.
I might need to get Google Maps out on this. That looks very wooded. I mean, it is quite wooded.
It's shrubbery though. It's not wooded. That's all shrubs.
It would be high enough for you to like run through and hide.
I didn't think those were trees. I thought there was like big shrubs everywhere.
I think there is some trees there, to be fair. Right.
Well,
okay. So
sorry about that, guys. Misleading info from me.
There is quite okay. I mean, you are right. They're very thin, spindly trees.
They're just not very thick.
Yeah, you are right.
This person's gone onto the actual map.
Yeah,
like
if you went far enough in, you wouldn't be able to be seen, especially at night. But where you would go and how long you would last is another question. Right, am I playing something?
So can you play the 911 call?
This one?
Yeah, at like the normal speed is the 911 call. And then there's also like an advertisement, I think, at the start. So
I'll just mute it.
Okay.
0, 50 and 38 seconds. 911 emergency.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the field. The tape was just pushing guys over. Right here going towards gasoline on both sides. Not sure if they're out of gas. There's one car here that I checked it through the woods. 300.
Okay, now run that down again.
And when I talked to him, I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
Got the hose down.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the call.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear the gunshots?
No.
I can. Go back. Can you hear these shots? Very faint. There. Wait. Did you hear them? 2 shots.
What gunshot?
There's like very faint banging. Hang on. No, wait. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's wind. That's wind.
Right.
That's wind. Okay, so all I managed to get from that is I'm in the middle of a field. I was driving down the road, I ran out of gas. I was driving towards whatever the name of the place he was going to, and I ran out of gas, and my car's at the side of the road. And then he said, I don't know what he says in the middle before he says, and then he says he hit something.
Mm-hmm.
And then
To be fair, that quality is not very good. The next one I sent you, if we don't look at the captions, they've cut out the 911 person's voice and they're just focusing on his. Should I play that for you instead?
Yeah.
But I want to turn it around.
Yeah.
Like, should I do this?
Yeah. Should we just hold it?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the field. The tank was just pushing guys over. Right here going towards gasoline on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. You got to take the bitch to the woods. Quick hurry. And when I talk, he's home. I show you that he's home. That's the first guy.
You need an ambulance?
Yeah. No, I need the cops.
They've made it.
I don't know. I think the other one made more sense to me.
Okay, so will I play a slower version of the other one for you?
Yeah, but you need to open it in the app. It sounded like he said something was coming, like swerving towards him or something, or swerved
He's
at him.
definitely on foot and he's running from something, or like
he's in the
walking
wind.
fast.
He's
from
in the
something.
yeah, because that's the wind. I can't hear gunshots.
I can hear another vehicle speeding off as well at the end when he's not speaking. Though when he's not speaking at the end, I can hear a vehicle.
I can just hear wind.
I'm in the middle of the field. The tank was just pushing guys over. Right here going towards gasoline on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. You got to take it to the woods.
So I've also hearing "Chase Me to the Woods."
He said my car's ran out of gas. We're out here going towards Adelaide or somewhere on both sides.
Yeah, I don't understand that bit. I think he's being chased by someone.
Please hurry.
Okay, now run that round. When I talk to you,
I'm not talking to them.
I tell you, no.
I actually ran into them.
Ah, you ran into them. Okay. Just the first guy.
First shot?
You need an ambulance? Yes. No, I need the call.
And then that's it. Okay.
So he said, I'm not speaking to them. I actually ran into them.
You think he's saying that?
I think he's saying that.
I don't know if he's... I think now it could be that... Well, hang on. We'll listen to the other one. Can I see the captions on this
Yeah,
one?
so this is... I didn't want you to see it because you know how your mind can then
build
alter
something.
something.
Yeah.
But should we do it like full... We could mute it and you can just play it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field.
I'm in the middle of a field. I think we just pushed some guys over. We're out here going towards Abilene on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. A guy's chasing Ish to the woods. Please hurry. And we're not talking to him. I actually ran into him. Sound of a gunshot. They just shot the first guy. I've got cuts. Sound of another gunshot. Yeah, no, I need the cops. Sound of 3 gunshots follow. Okay. Okay, interesting.
So in that one, you can hear the gunshots because they've amplified the sound.
Yeah, but then it still could be, and it could be other things. Like,
but I think he did say
if he's running through,
shot.
if he said he's in the woods.
He said that, but I do think he did say the part where he said he shot them, or either shot them or pushed them, they say, apparently. And then Abilene, so the only issue is that 911 call, I don't think is full because there is a section where, can you unlock your phone? Where it's like, we're out here, so if you Google, can I Google it? So Brandon Lawson's 911 call. There is a bit where it says, like, I just want like a transcript. So at the start, he says, yes. He goes, yes, I'm in the middle of a field. And then there's something, he says like state or something, like something san or something. And they've just interpreted that as state trooper. But he doesn't say state trooper.
No.
He said like some, like he doesn't actually say what has just pulled some guys over.
We don't know what he says.
He says staper.
We don't know what he says.
He does. I think it says staper.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it says staper just pulled some guys over. Staper.
Right.
And I mean, if you listen to it again, it's clear he says staper or stayer or sour or something like that. And people have just said that means state trooper. But people from the area in Texas say that staper was slang for an oil field worker.
Oh, okay.
So that makes the whole thing different because he says I'm out in a field. So is it an oil field?
No.
And there's stapers?
Well, was there an oil field where he was?
No, but maybe he's just like completely somewhere else.
No, he wouldn't have been because he said he could see them. If he's speaking to Kyle the whole time. Yeah. When was the 911 call? And he arrives.
It was 8 minutes after he called Kyle. He called 911. If I play it again, can you go onto the So if we play this and will you hear the staper now?
911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. The staper just pulled some guys over.
The staper just pulled some guys over.
Yeah, I can hear that now. Yeah.
The staper, and then they say, some guy pulled. They're saying like trooper or state.
Well,
trooper.
that makes sense because so if you picture it as he's driving along, if he's by himself though, and but if he's run out of gas, it makes. Because that to me sounds like someone like he's almost been pushed off the road by someone. Like as he said, they're on both sides of the road at one point. They're covering both sides of the road.
Towards Abilene.
So if they're like covering, if someone's driving alongside him, and then they force him off the road, but that has nothing to do with gas.
No, and why has he not said this stuff to his brother Kyle? He's on the phone to him all the time. He doesn't say anything about staper.
No.
What is it?
Did he sound distressed?
Yeah, he's been incoherent.
Oh, to Kyle.
Yeah, like where also the data, they have like no signal.
He sounds that might be why.
The signal's like really bad, but he's like out of breath in the phone call, but he doesn't repeat this to Kyle. This whole situation where he's being, and the gunshots in that call. Kyle's on the phone to him after this 911 call.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So he's alive.
But he doesn't say anything. I would have said something. Oh, I suppose if he's incoherent.
He says, I think the biggest, people don't know is who is pulling people over? Staper.
Is anyone pulling people over?
Because he's like, the Staper's pulling over people.
We're making assumptions of what he's saying. We don't know what he's saying.
It's very, he has a very, thick accent.
Yeah. It's almost
people
like
from Texas can't understand what he's saying.
Like, have you ever met someone with an incredibly thick and fast Irish accent?
No.
And if you listen to someone that talks like that, it's the exact same thing. You just can't understand them unless you're from there.
But even people from there are like, what is he saying?
Yeah, but it's the signal. If the signal's rubbish, it's gonna bugger up. It's gonna bugger up the noise anyway. But that could be. Or he runs out of gas, and then someone comes. Maybe he witnesses, but even then, because then there's no cars. If they're coming from two different ways, then there's no cars. Then
unless he's on another road.
Yeah.
He's gone to another road. He's walked into another road, and that's where he's seen something he shouldn't have seen. Maybe some sort of assassinations going on this road.
And then they've just taken him.
Yeah, and they've seen him, and he's a witness.
Well, he I think abduction is probably the most feasible.
But
if nothing's found of his.
I don't understand how he's still on the phone, though, to his brother after the 911 call. If they were going to abduct him, wouldn't they do it quickly and just take him?
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I'm
but he
here.
said he run into they chased me into the wood. Yeah, it's a good point, actually.
And it's like...
If only we knew what he'd said. What do we know? We don't know. We don't know what he said on the last call to his brother, do we?
All he said was that I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, like, it's very in Korean, but he says it, I'm on his last call, he says, I'm 10 minutes up the road, I'm
Mhm.
in a field, and I'm bleeding. That's what he could understand from his call. His call was like this, where he was like, you can't
Oh,
understand
shit.
it.
So he could have been. I mean, you would have thought they would have heard a gunshot, but so in theory, he could have. Well, he's either cut himself. He's either run away and fallen over and cut himself and been like, I'm 10 minutes up the road, but I can't move because I'm scared that I'm gonna get like the other people coming to get me are gonna get me, or they shot him when he was bleeding out and then they went and took him. But again, you would have thought they would have found like blood or something.
Yeah, just anything
Mhm.
that, like, maybe animals have, like, done something to him,
Mhm.
but you would find remains.
Yeah.
You always find,
They
like,
could have. I mean, like in places like that, deserts like that. Well, this is me going off like knowledge from like Breaking Bad and stuff. But you could probably take him. You could probably get him if you shot him like in the leg, and he's trying to run away, and he's phoning in saying, "I'm bleeding. I'm 10 minutes away. Because I've wandered into a field or into the woods. I've had to run into the woods because someone's chasing me."
mhm.
And then they've driven off. Like one person's gone after him. So they've driven off because he said there's multiple people. And then
Yeah, because he says we're
Yeah.
out here. So is he not the only victim here?
well, maybe he runs into someone who's being chased
Well, he said I
by the
actually
oil
ran into
workers.
them.
Yeah.
I can hear him say I actually ran into them.
So okay. So they're okay.
He doesn't seem seriously hurt
Right.
though, because he doesn't want an ambulance. He wants cops.
Yeah, because he wants the police there
Because
first.
it's dodgy.
Yeah, he
It's
doesn't
like
want
he's
the-
in
yeah.
danger. And
Yeah, but at that point he's not been shot
No.
potentially.
And it's annoying that the police go and say, no, he ran away because he had too much like responsibility or something.
Mm.
Why would you call 911 and say, I want the cops?
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you want to run
okay.
away. Okay.
Right. Okay. Theory. So he runs out of gas. He's going along the road. And he runs out of gas in his car. Stops here. What car? And then he gets out and he goes for a wander, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or he hears something even. And he's still speaking to his brother. And then he wanders into the forest and he bumps into someone like running the other way.
Mm-hmm.
He bumps into them and they're like, help me. He's like, well, I can't, I've got no gas. And then he hears other people chasing this guy. And that's when he like explains they're going to kill me or something. So that's when he phones the police and then he's like, oh shit, they've shot him. Like he hides and he sees, oh shit, they've shot. Or he just witnesses them doing something. He says, oh shit, they've shot him. And then he tries to run back, but they like catch him. And that's when they like shoot him or stab him. Or as he's running, he cuts himself. And he phones his brother saying, look, I'm 10 minutes up the road, but I can't move anymore. I'm bleeding. Come get me. But then they get him and drag him off like this way to a different path.
I don't know how they've not been seen. Are they on a different road then?
Yes, because if
And-
you look at the Google Maps, there's roads. There's roads all over the shop.
Like
little
side
paths.
roads.
Yeah.
I just don't know why he would go down these roads just randomly.
No, but he wouldn't go down the roads. I'm saying they got him and took him to the road
Right,
where
okay.
their car was, and then they just drove off.
Right, okay.
That would be or aliens got him.
Of course.
Aliens it's very possible. That's why he
I-
sounds weird. They like drug him, and then he thinks that they've shot him. Yeah, he's like, oh my
Alex,
god.
every
they've-
time you don't know what happened, it's not aliens.
There could have been aliens in like a circle, like aliens conducting like an experiment on people that he walked in on, and then
Okay.
he's like, oh my god, they shot him, like thinking the aliens shot him, and then he just disappeared.
No, it wasn't aliens.
So I think it's abduction.
I think, do you know, because he was fine when he called Kyle, coherent, fine, not panicky, when he called Kyle asking for gas.
Yeah, and then he.
It's when he got out of his car
Mhm.
and he started going on foot wherever he was doing,
Mhm.
that was when the trouble began. And it almost sounds like the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, that's
He
what I
runs
mean,
out
yeah.
of gas at the wrong time at the wrong
Yeah.
place, exactly where he shouldn't have. But
Why didn't he wait in his car?
that's what I'm thinking. Why didn't he leave his car? Why did he leave the car? Did something attract him out? Did he see commotion? Did he see something? But then it would be in a side road or something if he saw that, because the truck driver that called 911 after Brandon
Mm-hmm.
didn't see
Yeah,
anything.
8 minutes later.
And also didn't see him.
But I suppose you're not looking for, like, you wouldn't think of, like, if there's a car that passes you by, you wouldn't be like, that's suspicious until you saw another car that was, like, I don't know, abandoned.
How easy is it even to see on roads like that where there's no light, no
Well,
road lights?
I mean, there's headlights.
There's headlights, yeah, but it's like how
Oh, I
much
mean,
can you see,
yeah.
you know?
In terms of the sides, yeah, nothing.
So maybe he wasn't actually on
Well,
the
he
road.
wouldn't have been there. Yeah, there would have been no reason for the truck driver to be like looking out for people.
Well, yeah,
like,
exactly. All he's seen is just this car on
yeah,
half of it on
I
the
think
road.
it sounds like, I think you're right. I think it's wrong place, wrong time, and he's just been, someone's taken him.
But
and
who?
put
Who
him,
is it, and why, and what was going on? Was it some sort of drug like thing going on where they're, you know, it's like a cartel or something? They're assassinating someone, and he's just
Well,
seen it.
it could have been, yeah, it could have been anything. It could have been him. That it could have been,
Well,
as I said, oil. I don't know how he would know that it was an oil worker.
Staper.
Yeah, but I don't know how he would
Apparently,
be aware
it's slang
that.
in Texas. Oh, yeah, I know. I don't
Like,
know.
how do you know that
I don't even know
someone's an oil worker?
if he's saying staper. I
Yeah.
think he's trying to say state trooper really fast.
Mm,
And state trooper is just a police officer, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? I don't really know what a state trooper is.
yeah, it was, yeah.
It's like a state police.
Stranger. Well, a stranger.
Stranger. He says something. That's the word I want to know what it means.
I think
But then we
you
would
could
know.
say stranger.
Stranger. Staper. One of the podcasts
Stranger.
that I was
Stranger.
listening to, True Crime Garage, they
Mhm.
were saying how this staper could be an oil field worker and that he could be in an oil field. That's what he's referring to as a field.
No, that's way. I think that's way, because unless there's an oil field really close to where he is, I don't think that's
there
happens.
isn't. Like,
and
it's-
also, he's phoning. He speaks to his brother saying, "I can see you.
Yeah.
I'm 10 minutes. I'm bleeding."
Maybe it was a co-worker, staper. He knew him from work.
Mm.
I don't know.
What did he? Was he an oil worker?
He's an oil worker,
Okay.
yeah, himself. So we're thinking abduction. Walked in on something he shouldn't have walked in on.
Mhm.
And
Yes, and they've taken him.
okay.
That would be my conclusion. To wrap things up,
Yeah.
that was a good
Well,
one.
Thanks.
Maybe I'll do one next time.
Let us know what you think he says in this
Yes.
911 call. Something maybe
Yeah.
you're
Oh
hearing
my
that we're
God.
not.
Yeah, that'd be good actually. Oh, well, if there's enough comments, we can do a follow up.
Yeah, and we can maybe see
Mhm.
what we've missed.
Yeah, I might superimpose the thing in. I don't know.
Okay.
But I will leave you on a little thing. But before I do this, thank you for listening, watching, viewing.
Yeah, thank
Please
you.
subscribe, leave a like, comment down below.
Share with your friends.
Share with the
any
homies.
true crime fans out
Yes.
there that you know.
And
If you guys have any ideas as well
Oh,
of what we
yeah.
should cover, let
that's
us
a good
know.
one actually. Yeah.
Message us or comment and we can cover your
Yeah.
case.
Follow the Instagram at 2U Podcast. I think Instagram will be in the description anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, and we will. Well, I'll leave you with what I was referring to as what I was referring to as the Irish accent.
Okay.
Figure out what makes Killarney so special. What do you think makes it a great town? Yeah, lots of tourists around. It's great, isn't it?
See?
Does the boy understand him next to him?
Oh, God knows.
Absolutely no idea.
No one
what he
knows.
said.
Anyway, thanks for listening. See you next time.
Bye.